So, tell us who you are.
George Tranis, owner and CEO of Designer Athletic.
Okay, Designer Athletic, you sell?
We sell name brand shoes and clothing. Started 2003, only eBay, and quickly realized we needed to move from eBay to our own website. And in 2006, went from our own website and eBay to Amazon. So currently have all three of those marketplaces.
So you're doing eBay, Amazon, and your own site.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. So when you first started on eBay, what was it like? What you know?
So I had started selling shoes in 2003. Prior to that, I was actually selling golf clubs and golf equipment starting around 2000. But it was the Wild West of the internet. Literally, it was put it on, doesn't matter what it is, bad picture, bad description, it'll sell. We literally went from $0 to $1 million in sales in 90 days.
In 90 days?
Yep.
So you had sold $1 million worth of stuff
in
3 months?
First 90 days.
Shut up.
Yeah, so, and that was, my favorite part of the story is Channel Advisor, at the time was not a new company, but a newer company, so wanted to use their software, and they said to me, you have to have an existing business before we'll let you do it, and you have to have a volume threshold.
Okay.
And so I said, well, I don't have a business, but I have a concept, and Aaron Schmidt at Channel Advisor, he's still a sales rep there today, I finally, after him saying no, I had to knock on the door, and he finally said yes. And
wow.
So they put some goals in place. After 90 days, if I didn't reach a goal, they were going to turn me off. Of course, I blew that goal away. So
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm a retail guy, and I worked in retail. I grew up in retail, but I have no technical computer skills. So I really just came into e-commerce because it was new. I got in the right time. I don't know if I could be as successful today because there are a lot more obstacles, a lot more barriers, and a lot more competition out there. But eBay really enabled me to do what I did effectively. What we've seen through the years is sales on eBay are still consistent when they drive traffic to the site. So what we realized probably the summer of 2008 and 2009 was if eBay decides to turn the switch up or down, our sales go up or down. And so that was a big fear of mine. So we redid our website in the summer of 2008, refined it in 2009, and it's now on our current website is a lot more efficient to use, and that's one of our focuses. So Amazon we had a small website. I didn't really like it, but I also didn't have the time to invest into building one. And as you learn in the e-commerce world, if you don't take the time to do it, it doesn't get done right. Just like any job. So Amazon was really the next step. In 2006, it was December of 2006, they'd sort of opened up the clothing, shoes, accessory category. Channel Advisor actually enabled us to get in there pretty early. And literally it was from $0. I think the first day we had our entire category listed, we did like $10,000 in sales. And so we said, no brainer. So we sort of put back, the website sort of went back on the, back burner again, because, hey, we've got another channel, it's exciting, we've got some hot action here, and the reality is Amazon is sort of the steady marketplace for us now. The volatility is a lot less. We know that we're going to get consistent sales on a daily basis, and eBay, if it's a good day, it's a great day. If it's a bad day,
it's an eBay day.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
The transition was actually from a high level there was no transition. We actually used Channel Advisor, listened to Channel Advisor. So from a customer service standpoint, that was the big change. There was no emails. There was no real communication. We basically had sales increase without doing any more work. I'd rather John Lawson do this. It was seamless for us because basically once we got the data right, everything else became easy. And so it made it really easy to go on to that next step. We dealt with DesignerAthletic.com when it became, I didn't want to show people DesignerAthletic.com. I'd rather show them what we had on Amazon and eBay. And I said, all right, that's it. If I'm not proud of what I have, I don't want to be a part of that. So we decided to spend some time, money. We re-logoed ourselves, rebranded ourselves. The logo we had was formed in 2003 on a $1,000 budget for the website and everything, and it was okay. It was just some text with a star through it. We took that to the next level, created an image that we felt was who we wanted to be, clean, sharp, going to more of a fashion conscious person. You know, still looking for a price, but we really wanted to make the site clean and usable. I think the most important thing you can do is just look at what you're selling and see if it fits what you can do. So it's not the best way to say it, but basically what we learned was shoes, and we broke down shoes to men's and women's, kids, and we started breaking down our data. So we said, all right, we know we're making money, but where are we making that money at? So the key to being in business is knowing how your data actually, knowing your data. So if you know you're selling stuff, you need to start breaking it down and to figure out where you're making your money at. And once you do that, you can then go forward. So I was telling you earlier, John, that we really took a hard look at our business when the economy started shifting, and we actually got rid of some brands because they literally weren't performing. And they were creating some high-end sales and some top-line sales, but they were producing very little margin. So it's really to start looking at the data. So if you break it down in each category and then brands, and really figure out where your business is going.
So reporting is very important.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, a lot of people, it's like, we've got a business, everything's great. If you want to really start tweaking that business, start looking at your reports. Yeah,
in 2003, 4, and 5, we literally didn't look at a report. It was bring it in, get it out the door, and that was a product of eBay being so hot. It didn't matter. Literally, we knew we made money on everything. There was not a report to say that, but at the end of the day, there was cash in your pocket,
right?
And there was a new car outside.
Yeah.
But 2005, 2006, March, literally, that's when eBay, there was a line drawn in the sand. You had to adapt and be nimble, or you were gonna fail. And you can see there was a lot of, if you ever looked at the Nordica list, there was a lot of sellers that all of a sudden disappeared
from the top 500.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me ask you this then: how, now that you're such a large entity, how are you still able to be so nimble?
No matter how big you get, you've got to understand what you're doing. So we basically have, I've hired people that are smarter than me, step one, and they basically look at the numbers and look at the sales and then also the people we have. Because obviously human capital can be expensive if it's not used properly. So we have a controller that analyzes the dollars and cents, and we have a director of operations that analyzes the human dollars and cents.
Okay.
And we just are constantly evaluating what we're doing and how we're doing it. Okay. And literally, it all comes back to me. So if it's not being done right, it is somebody's responsibility. It's mine.
Cool. Now, I don't want to turn this into a commercial for our friends over there at Scott Wingo's building. But however, I mean, really just how important is that as a tool for you? I mean, automation and all that.
So Channelvisor is, in 03, literally was a person, or 10. I mean, however you want to look at it, it literally allowed us to go from 0 to 1 million. The way it is now, it's still a person. It does all the work for us that we don't want to do. Now there are other solutions out there, and there's other people have created stuff, but I look at it from a high level. We've had, I think, in the total time we've been with them since the fall of 03, maybe a total of 8 hours, so less than an hour a year of downtime, 10 hours of downtime, and they've created a product that is easy to use. So I can take a new person, get them within 5 working days fully up and running on the software, and that's the key for us, is can we get new people in, get them trained, and that is easy.
Excellent.
So I stay focused. I mean, 2009, 2009 was the recession. Well, if you learned anything in the recession, was manage your dollars, manage your business, and really look at where your dollars and cents come from. So really, 2010 is just an extension of that. Now let's see where we made money, let's see where we lost money, eliminate the negatives, accentuate the positives, and you'll have a great new year.
Cool, man. I really appreciate your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you.